Basement Politics, Unfiltered with Freddy Vazquez. Tonight, episode 11, Privileges, Perks, and Benefits. And Liam? I'll be on in a second, folks. See if we can get some more people on. Share. Hope everyone is having a great Friday. I know I am. Good evening, folks. Freddy Vazquez here with Basement Politics Unfiltered. Thank you for joining me. By the way, I just want to give a shout out to CJ Parchment for that intro theme. A lot of people like it, and I do too. Pretty good. Thank you so much. Anyway, good evening. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you're joining me, and if you're watching at another time, thank you to those who like to ghost watch. Anyway, I'm Freddy Vazquez. I'm talking tonight about perks, privileges, and benefits. And Liam McLaughlin, Inspector General of Yonkers, City of Yonkers, what benefits, perks is he receiving? Today, Yonkers Time had an article out regarding the investigation into Mike Cater. According to Liam, the judge found merit in the investigation. I'm not sure if that's true, but let me share. Judge rules Council President Cater investigation has merit. New subpoenas issued. Last week, we reported on claims by Randy McLaughlin, no relation to Liam McLaughlin, attorney for City Council President Mike Cater, concerning allegations made against Cater earlier this year. The allegations surround claims that Cater violated ethic laws by not paying rent for his law office and then hiring attorney Jeff Buss as counsel in the office of Council President, and additional allegations including a written letter and complaint from a former female staff member in Cater's Council President's office. Once the allegations became public in May, what month is after May? June. Oh, primaries, huh? In May of 2021, 6 members of the Yonkers City Council requested that Yonkers Inspector General Liam McLaughlin conduct an investigation into the allegations against Cater. IG McLaughlin served as City Council President before losing his re-election to Michael Cater, the current City Council President. McLaughlin hired an outside law firm to conduct the investigation, and subpoenas for Cater's records related to his law office were requested from Cater and attorney Jeff Buss. Cater's attorney petitioned the court to have the investigation halted and the subpoena quashed. State Supreme Court Judge Joan Lefkowitz ruled that the case could continue and that there was no conflict of interest from IG McLaughlin. But Lefkowitz did quash the subpoenas against Cater. Important. She quashed or squashed or dismissed the subpoenas against Cater, allowing AG McLaughlin to reissue the subpoenas. Reissue. Important. Remember that. The investigation into Cater was delayed pending Lefkowitz's decision, but according to the Inspector General McLaughlin, the probe continues. While I cannot comment on the ongoing investigation, check this out. I'm pleased to see that the court has recognized this investigation has merit, unlike Randolph McLaughlin's contentions, said IG McLaughlin. He's pleased to see that the court has recognized this investigation has merit. Why would he be pleased? Why? If I was an inspector general, right, for the city of Yonkers, and I was issuing a comment on the investigation, I would not say I'm pleased. It sounds personal. It sounds like you're happy that something is there. I would say the judge said there was merit there. Now, as the IG, I have to do my job and we'll see what happens. That's what I would have said. But to say I'm pleased sounds personal. And why would it be personal? Well, in doing my research, I came upon some articles from the Yonkers Tribune where Mr. Cater actually also requested or sought an investigation into Liam when he was the city council president. Liam McLaughlin not fit for job of city council president by Mike Cater. Lear has voted for an increase in water rates and tax hikes. He promoted a pay-to-play culture of corruption in Yonkers, where all you need to do is get a city contract, is donate to his reelection campaign. And he's given himself not one, but two pay raises while hardworking Yonkers families have struggled to make ends meet. Well, that's one of the some of the accusations that Mike Cater was alleging back in 2017 against then City Council President Liam McLaughlin. Yonkers Inspector General investigation of City Council President. Yonkers City Council President Mike Cater's legal counsel has requested that the subpoenas against their client withdrawn, which they were. But according to Liam, that's not the one to show you, the judge says there's merit. So they reissued subpoenas. And the subpoenas are requesting pretty much the same information. There is some slight differences, but for the most part, the information is the same. Now, the judge is basically saying, and I'm going to show you some court documents related to the court case. If I can find them here. Oh, you know what? I'll look for them and I'll put them back. But the judge is what's basically happening is the judge hasn't found anything. She dismissed the subpoenas because they didn't have any information. They didn't have anything, any evidence, circumstantial evidence that would prompt an investigation other than a letter that was sent by Ron Matten. Now, why did Ron Matten send the letter in the first place? Well, again, like I said, he got some information from the Yonkers Tribune. Well, here's the problem. The Yonkers Tribune was recently declared not a credible journalistic page. The editor, the author was deemed not a journalist. Therefore, what the Yonkers Tribune is basically a supermarket tabloid. Now, that also makes me question Ron Matten's credibility. I mean, for him to, write a letter to the city council against potentially the person he could have been going up against in the general election over what he read on the Yonkers Tribune, supermarket tabloid. Why would he jeopardize his reputation that way? Maybe he thought it wasn't going to come out. Did he assume it would be anonymous? And why would the council just jump on that, knowing that it's supermarket tabloid and it's coming from a potential opponent of the city council president? This is the man that they've worked with for many years, a colleague of theirs. And why they continue the investigation? If the judge has not found anything to clearly say, yes, there was quid quo pro going on, why continue the investigation? What did they promise Ron? Well, like I mentioned before, I don't know, but I have a guess. And based on what I saw during the elections, I saw a lot of Ron signs in the 5th District. And I think that Ron is looking to become the councilman for 5th District. And I think that the powers that be, say, hey, listen, we will support you in your bid, but you need to do us a favor. And Again, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that's what happened. That's what it would appear to be. To me, that's what it appeared to be. Ron is a Republican, but so is a lot of the Democrats. They were all, many of them were once Republicans. John Rubo, even the mayor, Liam McLaughlin is a Republican, and they all buddies. They all get along. So, was this all a plan to begin with that involved Ron Matton, who would write the letter? The city council would then take the letter over to Liam. Liam, who has a bone to pick with Mike Cater for losing to Mike Cater, and also for the investigations that Mike Cater called for back in 2017. He saw this as a potential payback. But why? Some say, why are they continuing the investigation even though Mike Cater has lost? He's done. He's not in politics after this anymore unless he decides to run. But I think that, they've done a lot of damage. So why are they continuing? Is it to make sure he never returns to politics? I don't think so. I don't think it's that. I think they're scared. I think they're concerned. They're worried about lawsuits. Yes, lawsuits, because there are lawsuits. A lot of people in the city are getting sued. Who's getting sued? Everybody. All the council people getting sued. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lawsuit coming from Smith Bus Jacobs. And they're pissed from what I hear. And they're going to sue. So is the Inspector General continuing this investigation because he knows he needs to find something so that any attempts at lawsuits or any potential lawsuits would die? Because in lawsuits, there's something known as discovery. And if they go through multiple lawsuits because of this baseless and politically motivated investigation, a lot of things could come out that they may not want to come out. So they have to find something. They have to find something. I can't imagine just to beat down the city council president, to financially hurt him, which it is a financial burden to have to go through this. But I'm not sure if that's it. I think that they're concerned with lawsuits. There are lawsuits now. People are getting sued, everyone. Corazon, Tasha, Liam, Mike, Anthony, Shanae, and others. What did they promise Ron to start this? Chris Girardi, I'm sorry, am I saying that right? Just moved from Eastchester to Yonkers, so there goes his 5th district. What did they promise to Ron? Well, if they didn't promise him the 5th district, then I don't know. Maybe you can give me some ideas. Maybe someone else can give me some ideas. Let me show you some pictures here. The guy in the with the red hair there in the black jacket, that's Mr. Liam McLaughlin, Inspector General, hugging it up with his buddy. Nicholas Spano, former senator and CEO and owner of Empire Strategic Planning, a real estate consulting firm that has done a lot of business here in the city. Both Republicans. Again, Liam McLaughlin on the left there, and to the right is the Democratic chair, Democratic City Committee Chair, Tom Meyer Sr. What benefits and perks has Tom Meyer received? Now, is this a continued attack also? And was it prompted to begin with from political pressure? Absolutely. Absolutely. It says it right in the letter from Smith Bus Jacobs to Liam McLaughlin. It says, members of the city council contacted my office to advise me that the investigation was the result of a blog, and I quote, political pressure exerted on them. They told the law firm that they had political pressure exerted on them to initiate this investigation. Why is no one looking into that? Why is nobody looking into that? I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. And some people say, well, you always supported Mike Cater. You all about the Cater. It's not about that. It's not. It's not. It's not. At this point, city council president is not going to be in office for very much longer. And he's no longer a politician. He's no longer an elected official. But these individuals still are operating within our city government. And they're operating with impunity. Impunity. I mean, if this was about truly investigating a quid quo pro case, why not investigate Councilman Rubo? Let's see his tax return so we can see his payments made to his landlord, AMS, who he assisted in the purchase of Chicken Island, along with tax breaks. Why are they not requesting? And look, I'm just as credible as the Yonkers Tribune, right? I'm mentioning it on my podcast and on my page. Ron, why aren't you running with the letter? Write a letter based off what I'm saying. Pretty much the same evidence. I may actually have more evidence. I may have more documentation, right? And what about quid quo pro when it comes to family members and city jobs? Is that not quid quo pro? If you have 2, 3, 4, 5 of your family members employed by the city, particularly in fire department, police department, where it's ridiculously hard to get into, what are the probabilities? What are the probabilities that your family members will get into the fire department and the police department, 3 and 4, when it's difficult to get one? So we have to, say, hey, Liam, you want to investigate stuff? Cool. Investigate this. Go ahead. Do what you need to do if you truly feel there's something there. But hey, look at this other stuff. So you're going to be busy for the next however long. So we expect that you would then, once you're finished this investigation, or even simultaneously launch other investigations. I mean, Rubo, head of the real estate committee, landlord AMS, real estate developers, buying up city property, $4,000 in campaign contributions. I don't know. Why pick on Mike? You don't like Mike? So, I mean, I'm just trying to be fair, and I'm trying to hold people accountable. We can't just allow people to operate this way. Investigate whoever they want. Why do you think people are afraid to even run? Why do you think people like John Rubo, Corazon Pineda go uncontested? Or they'll throw someone in there, like in the case of this, the 4th district race. Nobody's asking why Henry John Balaj, whatever his name is, wife, ran on the work and family line against Rubo. Nobody's asking that question. Another person, Henry John Balaj, who is on what committee? Do you not want to know? I mean, just not vote for these individuals anymore. You know what they did to me? Michael Rapey from the building department, a planning examiner. I finally got a meeting with him through Zoom. He reviewed whatever, he went over the letter that they had sent me one of the 3 different letters that they sent me at various times, dated in June. I received it in September. Different things for different letters. So he told me exact, and believe it or not, I'd show you these 3 letters and exact and versus what I actually have to do. You're gonna be like, damn, they were messing with you. They definitely were messing with you. And this was before the podcast, so it doesn't matter. They were doing this before the podcast. Now, Mr. Rappy said, send me the plans before you submit them so I can take a look at them. That way they won't get denied again. So if there's anything you need to change, you can change it. And that way you don't have a problem. How long have I been waiting? I've submitted to the plans for his review so he can help me. I thought he was helping me out here. He's stalling me. He's stalling me. It literally would take 10 minutes to do that. And if you're trying to help me out and you told me it's a time constraint, why are you taking so long? And then he responds 2 days ago in an email, says, I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm going to get to it today. That was 2 days ago. So you see the games that are being played here in Yonkers, and some people say stuff. Some people say stuff, but they don't get the support. They don't get the support. Everyone talks about the perks, the benefits, the cars, the jobs. Keep talking about it. Keep talking about it. NAACP here in Yonkers. You guys fought hard. Community voices heard in Yonkers. You guys fought hard for the affordable housing ordinance. Nothing happened. And what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? I'm just saying. Friends and family are developing the city. No new affordable housing order, and no one's saying it. Everyone's quiet. It's time for the residents of the city of Yonkers to show Mike Spano and his convicted brother, and this is from the Yonkers Tribune. Now, I want to say, you have to see and notice how this is an old article, I believe 2017, how these individuals were writing at one point and how versus how they write now in their articles and who they attack now. And I'll explain a little bit more why in a minute. It's time for the residents of the city of Yonkers to show Mike Spano and his convicted brother, the former New York State Yonkers Tribune State Senator Nick Spano, the door. One has to ponder why the so-called Democratic mayor and the many listed donors who support Mayor Mike Spano and the lockstepping psychophants, I used that word the other day, that means ass kisser, who abide by his directive, whether given by Nick Spano, Lenny Spano, John Spano, Vinny Spano, among the many that speak on behalf of the mayor Mike Spano, who is seemingly mute, would be secretly working against the Democratic Party to which he claims to cleave. All right. Mayor Mike Spano betrays his Republican leanings by claiming to be a Democrat. Bah humbug. Mayor Mike Spano supports the old Yonkers guards like incumbent Liam McLaughlin. Not so much because McLaughlin is a Republican, but because McLaughlin is loyal to Mike Spano and the Spano clan. Notice it is not even about McLaughlin as it is about Spano clan. That number almost 100 family members who work in one capacity or another for the city of Yonkers. Is that true? 100? I see why you guys are scared. 100? Old guard politicians like Liam McLaughlin have been a Yonkers troll for the Spanos for decades. So if he's a Yonkers troll for the Spanos for decades, according to this guy, right? Because apparently what he says holds water, right? It holds so much water that the city council investigated Mike Cater off this page. Okay, so let's look at what he's saying here. No one wants to hold, this doesn't hold water. In fact, old guard politicians like Liam McLaughlin have been a Yonkers troll for the Spanos for decades. So is he being a troll here? Which is how he got his wife a city job. Debbie works for the city as well. Debbie also donated to my heart, Councilwoman Corazon Pineda's campaign multiple times, a Republican to a Democrat. I don't know, man. I don't think, does that matter? Republican donated to a Democrat, Debbie McLaughlin. Hmm? As long as McLaughlin votes as told, illegal conduct as formalized in the Yonkers City Charter can be abused without scrutiny from any oversight body, including the deaf and mute. Wow. Yonkers Inspector General Brendan McGrath, whose resume of written introspection of alleged misconduct by too many is wanting. Oh, grammar. The McLaughlin and Spanos have debased themselves by surpassing most unethical standards set forth in the Yonkers City Charter, bar none. Their collusion to control the Yonkers City Council for their personal political gain is an insult to every Yonkers resident, specifically because each has voted to raise taxes, hello, hike water rates, hello, requiring insurance to connect water pipes to structures, private homes and apartment dwellings, attempting to increase exit taxes by 100%, broken parking meters. Oh, they always work to me. And increased parking fees. That's true. While buying so-called loyalty by raising costs to employees needed to keep the gravy train functioning. Wow. That's some hard stuff there. And again, if this page, the Yonkers Tribune, is credible enough for Mr. Ron Matten, a Republican seeking some kind of office. He wanted to be the city council president, but I think he wants District 5. If this is credible enough for him, an educated man, very smart, I've spoken with him many times at breakfast, smart guy, to write a letter and send it to the council, and the council actually take this over to Liam McLaughlin, a man that they know would have a grudge and axe to grind against the city council president, their colleague, Tasha and Shanae. He's the only other one that supported the affordable housing from inception because he actually was the one who created it, not Shanae. She just made some revisions. Be very clear, city. Be very clear because they're wanting to present it as Shanae's bill or Shanae's new ordinance. It's not. Be very clear. They went off this page. So if you read if you hear what I just read here on the same page, why is no one looking into this? Why is no one saying, wait a minute, this guy is connected to a mayor. This guy's connected to Nick. He's connected to a lot of people that oppose Mr. Cater. Based on a letter received from Smith Bus Jacobs indicating that council members called them and told them, and I would believe that they would do this because, I mean, I don't want to insult anyone, saying that they had political pressure exerted on them. Why is no one investigating that? Who were the council members that called? What political pressure? Who was applying that pressure? And is that why they're continuing this witch hunt? Because they have to find something. Because that is going to come out in discovery during the lawsuits. Corazon, Tasha, Shanae, I'm speaking to you, my beautiful Black and Latina women. Don't get yourselves wrapped up in some stuff that you know nothing about for the glitz and the glam, because you'll end up in the slam. Just saying. Just saying. Be careful. Be careful. And when it hits the fan, remember, the first one that speaks to the feds gets the best deal. Just saying. Who are these guys? Harris Beach? Anyone know about them? So what benefits do they get for contributing so much money? They're all over the place. All over this. Look, Mike Spano, how much money? Look. They're just contributing money, 2,500, 1,000, 2,500, 450, 3,500, 5,000, 500. It's 9,000 right here. 14,000, 15,000. $15,450. Is that correct? Did I do the right math? Maybe $950. That's how much they donated in just this one. I'll show you. I have another one. It's another one. I couldn't fit it. It wouldn't allow me to load it up. But there's another one just as long. Harris Beach, donating. So these guys have city jobs, or city contracts, I should say. They don't need jobs. They're lawyers, but they do need contracts. Perks, and benefits. Why do you think they helped out Mr. Augustine Morales during the Carlos Burgos Inquisition? Let's call it that. The Mike Cater Inquisition. Right? Better call Christopher Columbus and get him a boat out of here. So you have to see what really is what. Harris Beach is attorneys that represent the YIDA. Why would they allow their guy Rubo to get taken out by an Afro-having dude like Carlos Burgos when they need him in there as the real estate chair so they can keep doing their thing? Harris Beach, we need you. Harris Beach. Somebody gave me the mad face. Was that for me? The mad face for me? Still not on John Rubo's expenditures for representing his employees to get Carlos and Abdul off the ballot. What is on the expenditures is the $10,000 that was paid by the campaign to elect John Rubo to the handwriting expert, Andrew Solner. That's his name. $10,000? I should have been a handwriting expert. I tell my kids, learn handwriting. Guys like John Rubo will pay you 10 grand so you can help them win or steal elections, whatever you think happened, allegedly. Yonkers City on the hills, nothing on the level. Yes, that's what they say. Yonkers, the city of hill where nothing is on the level, and it's incredible. It's incredible how nothing is on the level, and I'm going to tell you why. Go back to why the Yonkers Tribune is all of a sudden writing different articles. He was going after Liam. He was going after the mayor. He was going after Keith. That hurt him. Went after big old Keith. Keith Olsen. That hurt you, huh? Yonkers Tribune. You got sued over that. But guess what? They say you don't have to pay us, but you have to do what we say. And we need you to write this article about this quid quo pro stuff. And Ronnie, we need you to write the letter. Corazon, we need you to spark the investigation. Liam, we need you to investigate. Does that sound about right? Allegedly. Allegedly. I just repeat what I hear. I don't create it. Remember that. Remember that. So lawsuits are in the works. Again, these guys are writing different articles now. Why? Because when he went out against all these individuals, they went after him. Poor old Hezi. Poor little old Hezi. I hear he's not doing too well, his health. And they went after him. Maybe he asked for it. I don't know. You got to do things for the right reason, Hezi. If you're going to put stuff out there, do it for the right reason, not to blow up on your page. I don't do this to blow up basement politics. I'm trying to tell you something. I don't make money, and I'm going to tell you why I don't do this for money. And this is to the point of Hezi and Yonkers Voice and the Newswire guy. What do they do when they start talking all that mess? They try to control him. How do they control him? With money and threats and lawsuits. Hezi didn't take it at first, but look, now he's got to pay a lawsuit. But the Voice did. The Voice took it. I didn't take it. I got the call. I did. I got the call. I got the call through a person who's receiving perks and benefits. Imagine that. Someone that has never really spoken to me. You would think they would have. I mean, we do have the same DNA. Blood isn't thicker than water, apparently. But I always knew that. So I got the call. They reached out, and I went up for the meeting. 2 individuals met with me and offered me a way to make money. I turned it down. That's right. I said, I don't want money. I want my community to improve. I want the affordable housing to increase. Even if it was 2%, I would have been happy. I want more programs and stop giving them to these organizations that are just taking the money and doing nothing. Years and years with no results. That's it. No more money. You're cut off. That's how it should be. So they took the money and they take the money and then they stop writing these articles. A lot of the activists, in Yonkers have done so. And it's unfortunate, but I get it. People need money. It's hard. You got to pay bills. One minute you're fighting for and advocating for the community, and then you get offered an office and a little lounge area or whatever you want to call it, and maybe a little business here, and shut up. And shut up. So it's all about perks, benefits, and it's obvious. It's in your face. It's in your face. It's obvious that Leah McLaughlin has it out for Mr. Cater. The judge could not find anything, which is why she quashed the subpoenas. However, she's allowed them according to Liam McLaughlin, although, can you trust what Liam says? He's been known as Liam McLiar. According to Liam, the judge said there's merit for the investigation. But then why quash the subpoenas? Liam the liar. Why quash the subpoenas, Johnny? Can you tell me, Johnny? Why did the judge quash the subpoenas? Judge said there is no basis. End of discussion. Right. So why are they wasting taxpayer money? Remember, the taxpayers are paying for this. They had to hire an independent law firm, so that's more money. Liam's not paying for it. None of the city council are paying for it. Who's paying for it? You and I. So say this, I want it to end. I don't want to pay no more. I don't want to pay no more. So why? Again, it goes back to the lawsuits that they have in the works. Yes, there are lawsuits. Lawsuits have been filed against city council members, Liam, everybody, and they're concerned. There's a thing called discovery. Things are going to get discovered because there's nothing there. Jeff Smith Bus Jacobs gave them the lease, from what I understand. They received the lease, a copy of the lease from the law firm. They also received some documentation indicating whether or not payments were made or not made. And still, nothing. Nothing. Do you want these people to continue in our political system here in Yonkers? It's not going to change. It's not going to change. You have to vote different. You know what the definition of crazy is? I'm sure everybody's heard it. Right? You keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. It's time for change. The same people cannot be in the same positions all the time. It doesn't make sense. So is Mike Spano a Democrat or a Republican? So far, every unbought union in Yonkers has endorsed a newcomer to the political process in Yonkers, except those the puppet masters control. Yonkerites want to know what the unity guy got for endorsing Liam. Who's the unity guy? Must have been acting like honey to a bear. Acting honey to a bear, acting like honey to a bear. What does that mean? Anyone? It's just disturbing. It's disturbing as I do my research and I hear things from people. I read articles. I read comments. The comments that people make. This city is crazy. This city is crazy. I used to not be in it. I used to my mind was my business's national politics because I was more affected by national stuff. I had to worry about what, these companies were doing and stuff, the big companies. I wasn't paying attention to local stuff. This is crazy here. It's insane. I'm going to show you. I come prepared sometimes. Actually, it's another one here. I come prepared. So this is what the people are saying here in Yonkers. It's it's incredible. It's incredible what the people are saying. Nice, Dan, some person in Yonkers, but you're so wrong. So what you're really saying is that the people have no power to vote new reps in or out. Liam has been a Spano rubber stamp like the PBA and the CLSA, Captains, Lieutenants, Sergeants Association. You need labor and the voice of Yonkers to change career politician. The system works or be a mute and do nothing or say nothing. All services stand with Cater. Dirty union thugs like Olson, stand with who will load more cheese on his plate. Then he fills his fat belly of an ex-convict with misconduct. Thanks for telling me what I'm really saying. I didn't say people don't have power to vote in new people. I did say don't expect the new people to be any better than the old ones. That is why every election is proposed as platform of change. The city council is useless, and you guys have shown that. You have. Do you care? Or is the goal just to be a council member and smile at events? You can call me a cynic. I'm a cynic, but you can't call me wrong. Hey, I like this guy. You can disagree with my opinions as I can disagree with yours. Now everyone go vote on Tuesday. Oh, man. Way better choice than the Spanos, Mueller, Olson, and the file complying and warrantless searches, B-moron, who were all foaming at the mouth at investigating the firefighters. What good thing you had another mayor, or they would have railroaded a bunch of you just on their reports like they currently do now within the police department. Remember, Olson threw all the other unions overboard. I mean, it's just so much. It's just so much nonsense in this Yonkers Tribune. You have to hear the gossip. This is the gossip. You want to know what's going on in Yonkers? And not all of it is real, but I would imagine a lot of it is. I would imagine a lot of it is. And it's disgusting. And it's time to end it, Yonkers. Otherwise, we'll never be the city we want to be. We'll never be the city that we could be. We can be a great city. An extremely great city. And it saddens me when I hear comments on these social media sites about Yonkers. It saddens me because we have this going on. Well, this is when the mayor nominated Mr. Liam, his buddy, perk and benefit that he got. He was city council president. Lost that to Mr. Cater. But his friend, the mayor, wasn't going to let him go out like that. He was going to give him something. January 13, 2020, Mayor Mike Spano today announced his nomination of Liam McLaughlin as Inspector General for the city. Do you think he owes him something? Or no? Why is he even getting to vote? That should change. I mean, think about it. If the mayor is allowed to pick everyone, what do you think is going to happen? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It's a great book, Animal Farm. Go read. Go read. So what do you think is going to happen when this gentleman is allowed to pick everyone? They're going to do what he says. So is Liam doing what the mayor is asking him to do? It is important for Yonkers to have an inspector general who will serve with the level of integrity, right, and objectivity required to promote effective, efficient, and honest government. Yeah, said Mayor Spano. Liam is an experienced attorney and auditor who brings years of dedicated public service and commitment to accountability for Yonkers taxpayers. If you are an experienced attorney and auditor, why did your case suck so bad when you brought it to the judge? You must not be that good. Look at Hezzy. Cute. This is Spano setting up Liam to run for mayor. That's interesting. That's a new one. Haven't heard that one. If and when Spano leaves. If and when. Today, I was in a conversation about a fourth term. They don't call it the Friends and Family Club for nothing. So again, privileges, perks, and benefits. This is a constant theme. but you choose to vote the same individuals in. I'm just giving you a hard dose of reality. Tough love. 4 more years of no investigations. Hey, Liam, you hear that? Guess this was the deal they were working out on the beach. Is that why they call them Harris Beach? And there are pictures of them near the beach. I saw pictures of them in a pool in Puerto Rico, and lots of pictures of them in the bar and near the bar. They will eventually be very embarrassing. Well, where are they? Y'all have to love Yonkers for all its fake drama and real corruption. This is another joke courtesy of the illegitimate mayor. 16% of the vote, hardly a mandate it is. Liam couldn't investigate himself out of a brown paper bag. Or he's got a lot of family in the fire department. He's got a lot of family in the city, Mr. McLaughlin. He owes people. And this is why someone else outside of this Liam guy and his office needs to come in and investigate that. The fact that one person, has so many people within the city with jobs, particularly fire department, where it's tough to get in. I mean, I know people that have waited 10 years before they've gotten in. How do you get 2 and 3 and 4 people in? The probability of that is 0, damn near. You probably will hit the lotto before that actually happens to you, unless you know someone. The amazing choice by mayor, family, and friends. This will be followed by other stellar choices. Gordon Burroughs for drug czar, and these are old. I'm just reading them from 2020. I want to give you an idea of what people have been saying. And Wilson Soto for city election monitor. Zahi Jeris on the IDA. Yeah, right. I didn't think that would happen. The hair stay low. Although he did pop up at a Tarsha Diaz event over in Pelham. 12 more years, Mike. 12 more years, Mike. See, everybody's talking about it. He doesn't seem too desperate to me. He seems like he received a high-paying position, but much power. I would say he did okay. The Arabic community is with you. Who are you that allows you to speak for the whole Arabic community? We do not support Decatur's. Just think about what that family did to our church. What did the Decatur's do? Making a substance-less statement like this is awful. A substance. What are you talking about? I don't know. You must have attended Yonkers Public School because less than 20% of the registered voters in Yonkers voted in the last mayoral election. This could be people don't care that the span is such a bag of, I'm not going to repeat that he is not worth the time and effort. No, I think people are discouraged. People are discouraged. People are done with Yonkers politics. And that's why they don't go out to vote. 20,000 people came out to the last citywide race, city council president race. Mike Cater, when he won and beat Liam McLaughlin back in 2017, he had over 17,000 votes alone. And during this election for city council president, total votes were only about 2,500 more votes for total votes for both candidates. Think about that. People are fed up. People are done. And now they have not cared, and this is why they're allowed to just now steamroll right through, and people are just leaving. And it's sad because I had a conversation with a business owner who's been in the business, in Yonkers, his business for probably 40 years. And he says to me today, and he's very busy still, I think it's time to pack up and get out of here. And I know others that have left to Texas, Florida, Tennessee. You notice the Tennessee plates now all over Yonkers? What is truly perplexing is how candidates lose an election so the mayor gives them jobs with taxpayer money. And by the way, Dailies have also donated, I believe, to Corazon Pineda's campaign. So check out who is contributing to these folks. They don't represent you. They represent those that contribute to their campaign. It's just a fact. This current administration has no clue of what integrity means. Yeah, that's what people say. That's what people say. Well, is it, hey, if you were in that position, you would do it too? Is it that kind of thing with some people? Some people wish they were in that position, so they kind of like, hey, I would do it too. Fans? These are you call fans. Those are fans. So, perks, benefits, privileges. Many of our elected officials and appointed individuals to different boards are receiving them, whether it's a family friend in a city job, even a county job, or a deal on a real estate, a piece of property owned by the city. For example, having insider knowledge, insider information, knowing when these properties are going to go up for sale, getting deals on them, getting bids for developments, getting YIDA money when you apply for it. You have to have certain attorneys. Go check out the YIDA minutes. Read them. Read them. There's a joke, and I don't want to repeat it. Well, I'm going to repeat it. There's a joke in the Black and Latino community, and we would talk about this earlier. If you want to hide the truth, you put it in a book. That's why I read. Go read. Read the minutes. You'll see who the attorneys are that are representing these developers constantly. Same attorneys, same law firms. If you want IDA money, if you want developments to go through, if you want city property, you go to the certain people, you hire certain attorneys, and you do it that way. It used to be you could pay the city inspectors, but I think they put a stop to that. I wish, because I need my business up and running. At this point, I'm ready to pay. Who do I got to pay? The guy Singh that used to take money is no longer there. So they got rid of the guys at the building departments that take money. But that's how it operates. That's how Yonkers operates. I had a client. He said to me, you know what I like about Yonkers? He owned the property on the South Side. That it's all about relationships here. If you build good relationships with people, you can get anything. I said, yeah, that's what I've heard. He had no idea that I do a podcast or anything like that. Just what he's noticed. What a lot of people have noticed. Does it matter? Doesn't matter. 4 more years. Another term. Will Mike Spano seek a 4th term? Who will become the next city council a majority leader? Will Corazon Pineda and John Rubel fight it out? These things are coming up. Now you're going to see the squirming and worming, the moves being made, the reorganization of the city council. But one thing that does not get changed is the individuals. Positions change, individuals remain the same. To continue to steal, to deplete the city of its resources, the quality of life, and the people that once lived here, because they're taking flight. People are leaving. And some of you over on the north side, northeast side, southeast side that own homes, it's going to affect you soon too. Those developments are going to affect you. If you have a 3 family or more, you will have a new fee that they will tack on. It's a new tax, basically. They will treat you like a developer, a commercial developer in terms of your property. If it's 3 or more family units, whatever you want to call it. So those of you who have 3 families, because that's a lot of the properties, particularly on the southwest side, south side, expect a new tax. Again, I said it before. Tax breaks are only for the developers. We get the tax increase. Tax hikes are for us. And we must love it because we keep voting it in. Liam McLaughlin, let this serve as my formal letter to you to investigate potential quid quo pro activity involving Councilman Rubo of the 4th District and his landlord at his Yonkers Brewing, AMS, and their dealings in Chicken Island and the YIDA benefits. And the council members who have family members now working in city government. And the other elected officials who have at least 3, 4, 5 or more family members. The probability of that happening is low, and it should be investigated. And this is my formal letter. And I'm not sure how Ron put it, but this is how I'm putting it. So I expect an investigation to begin. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Thank you for joining me tonight. Have a great weekend. I'll be waiting, Liam. I'll be waiting.
No!
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez. You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddy Vazquez.
Is this the real life? Game over.